Shalom, Israel. First and foremost, I would like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rekah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well and who taught us this truth. And peace and blessings with all sincerity to the hopeful elect. It's Zakar'Yah coming at you with another lesson, and Lord's willing, it be edifying. And I think I'm going to entitle this lesson something along the lines of America won't bounce back. Okay? Or there's no bouncing back for America. Meaning that this place is not going to be made great again. Okay? This place is on a downward spiral. And all your hopes and all your wishes and all your prayers to sweet baby Jesus is not going to restore America to its once former glory. So I want to touch on this article from Zero Hedge, and it's entitled Falling from Grace. And it reads, years ago, Doug Casey mentioned in a correspondence to me, empires fall from grace with alarming speed. All right, let's jump down. If we observe the empires of the world that have existed over the millennia, we see a consistent history of collapse without renewal. Whether we're looking at the Roman Empire, the Ottoman Empire, the Spanish Empire, or any other that existed at one time, history is remarkably consistent. The decline and fall of any empire never reverses itself, nor does the empire return once it's fallen. But of what importance is this to us today? Well, today, the U.S. is the world's undisputed leading empire, and most Americans would agree that whilst it's going through a bad patch, it will bounce back and might even be better than ever. Not so, I'm afraid. Okay, now let's grab a precept because he stated, well, today, the U.S. is the world's undisputed leading empire. All right. So let me just grab a precept real quick, because that's true. America is the hammer of the earth. All right. The empire that's on top, So this is Jeremiah chapter 50 and verse 23. In the NLT, it reads, Babylon, the mightiest hammer in all the earth. Okay. And that is America, man. America, Babylon the Great, is the mightiest and strongest empire on the face of the earth right now, whether you people want to admit it or not. Okay? It reads, Babylon, the mightiest hammer in all the earth, lies broken and shattered. Babylon is desolate among the nations. And that's what's about to happen to America, Babylon the Great. It's about to be made desolate, okay, amongst the nations. All right? So back to the article. It reads, it will bounce back and might even be better than ever. Not so, I'm afraid. All empires follow the same cycle. They began with a population that has a strong work ethic and is self-reliant. Those people organize to form a nation of great strength based upon high productivity. This leads to expansion, generally based upon world trade. At some point, this gives rise to leaders who seek not to work in partnership with other nations, but to dominate them. And of course, this is when a great nation becomes an empire. The U.S. began this stage under flamboyant and aggressive Teddy Roosevelt. The 20th century was the American century, and the U.S. went from victory to victory, expanding its power. But the decline began in 1960 when the U.S. started to pursue unwinnable wars, began the destruction of its currency and began to expand its government into an all-powerful body. Still, this process tends to be protracted, and the overall decline often takes decades. So how does that square with the quote, empires fall from grace with alarming speed? Well, the preparation for the fall can often be seen for a generation or more, but the actual fall tends to occur quite rapidly. What happens is very similar to what happens when a schoolyard bully. What happens with the schoolyard bully? The bully has a slow rise based upon his strength and aggressive tendencies. After a number of successful fights, he becomes first revered, then feared. He then takes on several toadies who lack his ability but want some of the spoils. So they do his bidding, acting in a threatening manner to other school boys. All right. Now, what he just spoke of is exactly what America does, man. All right. This is a map of NATO. Okay. NATO's European expansion since 1949. And you see all America's NATO allies. Okay. These nations that fear the bully. Okay. But want some of the spoils that this bully has to offer. So these nations are in bed with America, okay, with this whore. So real quick, matter of fact, let me grab I'm already right here, Revelation chapter 17, and I'm going to start at verse 4 because we go over this over and over. Okay, America is that whore that rides the beast. The beast is made up of NATO and the EU. NATO for its military might and the EU for its monetary might. And America sits upon this beast, okay, this beast, all this power, okay, and manipulates, okay, the beast to do its bidding. All right. When America wants to run up in, matter of fact, let me stop babbling. This is Revelation chapter 17 and verse 4. It says, and the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet color, and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls, having a golden cup in her hand full of abominations and filth of her fornication. Okay. And this woman is speaking of America, Babylon the Great. And upon her forehead was the name Mystery Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots and abominations of the earth. Right. Because that's what this that's what America does, man. Gives birth to all these abominations, man. And she spreads her wine and her philosophies and her beliefs to these other nations. Okay. That's what she does. And these other nations take after America, Babylon the Great, her customs and her ways. So it says, and I saw the woman drunken with the blood of the saints and with the blood of the martyrs of Yahushua. And when I saw her, I wondered with great admiration. And the angel said unto me, wherefore dost thou marvel? I will tell thee the mystery of the woman and of the beast that carrieth her, which hath 7 heads and 10 horns. All right. And that beast that carries her is NATO and the EU. Okay. America is strong. All right. By itself. But with its NATO allies and the beast help, it has the ability to conquer the world. All right. It's using the beast right now to wage a war with Russia and China. America couldn't do it on its own. Okay. So back to the article. It reads, the bully has a slow rise based upon his strength and aggressive tendencies. After a number of successful fights, he become first revered, then feared. Right. America was revered and feared after Hiroshima and Nagasaki, after dropping those 2 atomic bombs. All right. The nations feared her. It says, he then taketh on several toadies who lack his abilities, but want some of the spoil. So they do his bidding, acting in a threatening manner to the other schoolboys. Right. And this is why you see these NATO allies bucking up against Russia, even though they benefit from being an ally with Russia by way of cheap energy prices. It says, the bully then becomes hated. No one tells him so, but the other kids secretly dream of his defeat, hopefully in a shameful manner. Right. Okay. These other nations that are America's allies are dreaming of its defeat. Okay. Because America's actions are causing hell to their economies and to their way of life. All right. So real quick, this is Obadiah chapter 1 and verse 7. It reads in the NLT, all your allies will turn against you. They will help to chase you from your land. They will promise you peace while plotting to deceive and destroy you. Your trusted friends will set traps for you and you won't even know about it. Right, because the pride of your heart has deceived you. All the wickedness that America has done to its NATO allies and all these nations throughout the four corners of the earth. These nations don't have short-term memory. They remember, okay? And they're waiting to get their get back, all right, on the bully. So it reads, it says, then at some point, some boy who has a measure of strength, Russia, all right, China, and the requisite determination has had enough and takes on the bully. All right. If he defeats him, a curious thing happens. The toadies suddenly realize that the jig is up and they head for the hills, knowing that their source of power is gone. Right. And this is why now you're seeing all these nations join the BRICS. All right. All these nations are running to join BRICS. Okay. Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. All right. This is exactly what you're seeing. They're shifting their alliances. They're saying F America. They think they're going to the winning team now because they see the kink in America's armor. They see the downward spiral. Okay. So it says, oh, Zakar'Yah. It says, also, once the defeated bully is down, all the anger, fear, and hatred that his schoolmates felt for him come out, and they take great pleasure in his defeat. It says, and this in a nutshell is what happens with empires. Right. And the scripture clearly explains to you that's exactly what's going to happen to America, Babylon the Great, man. Okay. Let's go back to Zakar'Yah, Revelation. What was it? The 17th chapter. You see, there's that whore right there, man. All right, because these nations they're gonna destroy her. Let me get this real quick. All right, this is Revelation chapter 17 and verse 16. And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, which I told you, the 10 horns makes up the 10 horns in the beast are made up of its NATO allies. Okay, the EU and its NATO allies. All right, So it says, and the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. Right. That's going to be the ultimate end of this whore. Okay. Her allies and her enemies are going to shoot ICBMs over here and destroy America. Okay. In 1 hour. Okay. This kingdom will come to naught. So almost done. It reads, a nation that comes to rescue in times of genuine need, such as the 2 world wars, is revered. But once the nation morphs into a bully that uses any excuse to invade countries such as Afghanistan, Libya, Iraq, and Syria, its allies may continue to bow to it, but secretly fear it and wish that it could be taken down a peg. When the empire then starts looking around for other nations to bully, such as Iran and Venezuela, its allies again say nothing but react with fear when they see the John Boltons, Mike Pompeo's beating the war drums and making reckless comments. All right. So let's get some more precepts. This is, what do we want? Psalm chapter 137 and verse 7 in an NLT. Remember, O Lord Yahweh, the children of Edom, okay, in the day of Jerusalem, who said, raise it, even to the foundation. O daughter of Babylon, who art to be destroyed, happy shall he be that rewardeth thee as thou hast served us. And that's what's about to happen, man. America, Babylon the Great, the empire of the Edomites. Okay, when I say Edomites, I'm speaking of Esau, Edom. Okay, the biblical nationality of the so-called self-proclaimed white man, or the Caucasians. All right, his empire, America, Babylon the Great, man, is about to get what it deserves. It's about to get rewarded just as it's rewarded all these other nations. Chiefly, the Lord's chosen people, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, but all these other nations that it's destroyed and ruined and took advantage of are about to burn this bitch with fire. Okay? Plain and simple. This is Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse 6. It says, shall not all these take up a parable against him? Who? His enemies, man. His allies and his enemies. It says, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increases that which is not his. How long? And to him that ladeth himself in thick clay. Yeah, I bought you that debt. All right. Half of the money ever printed in the world, okay, was printed in the last 5 years, man. Okay. America's debt is through the roof. Okay. That's why there's no healing Babylon, man. It says, shall not they rise up suddenly that shall bite thee, and awake that shall vex thee, and thou shalt be for booties unto them? Right. They're about to be plundered. They're about to be destroyed. The shoe's about to be on the other foot. Zakar'Yah always says, ain't no fun when the rabbit got the gun. Well, the rabbit's about to have the gun. It says, because thou hast spoiled many nations, all the remnant of the people shall spoil thee, because of men's blood, and for the violence of the land, of the city, and of all that dwell therein. Right, man. Esau is about to get what he deserves, man. All right. So, hey, sweet dreams to the dream of America, Babylon the Great, being made great again. All your hopes and all your dreams, man, all right, are going to go down in flames. All right. So Lord's willing, this was edifying. Shalom, Israel. Wa abad babal.